Hi, guys. Welcome back to my channel, the most triggering show on healing. Today, I have a very special guest with me. She's one of our intermediate healing students, Lilfeliz. Thank you so much
Hi,
for
guys.
being here and joining.
Yeah, of
So
course. Thank you
happy to
for
have
having
you.
me, Anna. Yes. Thank
Yay.
you.
Yes. So, we'd love to hear about your questions with healing, any experiences you want to share, anything you want to say about healing. At the same time, I'm also going to be doing a little illustration breakdown
Mhm.
today on where thoughts come from. And I think everybody has this problem
Mhm.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely like a debate whether or not thoughts are organic from them or from other sources as well. So, yeah.
Yes.
And I did see that you were tweeting them out, and a lot of the stuff that you tweeted about thoughts I kind of just relay back to my own personal experiences as well. So it makes a lot of sense, like when you say thoughts are from other different places other than ourselves. So,
Mm-hmm. Yes. And the reason why everyone has trouble with their thoughts, especially when they're trying to find a solution for it, usually people say, well, you just got to stop thinking them.
mhm,
You just got to let it go. You've got to just stop thinking about it, as if
mhm,
you can just turn it off. And once we get into the spiritual or meditation space, they'll teach you to observe your thoughts and to be aware, breathe into it, breathe out to it. Everybody's playing with their thoughts in very different ways, but none of it really works all that well. Even if
mhm,
it works for 5 minutes. And
mhm,
then as soon as you forget to be present, to observe your thoughts, you're back to the way you were before. So the key is to really understand where thoughts come from. And I thought I'd discuss that today. And I know you
yeah,
have some. Mhm.
yes, I have like questions
Yeah.
and if anything, like you was just saying that just now, it makes I've had my own personal experience like with meditation or letting it go, like thoughts or memories or whatnot. But then, like you said, it's still there. It still comes back. It hasn't really been resolved.
Hmm.
And that's when I know that based of what your post when I first found you, it's like, oh wow, yeah, it's not there's nothing that has been done because it keeps coming back, it keeps
Yeah.
cycling back and keep recurring and I keep getting like triggered or
Hmm.
whatnot. So that's when I know and I understood better after doing your healing sessions and whatnot that that it was still in me basically. It hadn't gone anywhere. Like there was no
Hmm.
letting go, like you said, or no
Hmm.
disappearing. So yeah.
Yeah. But those thoughts have changed since you've been doing healing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a lot of things that used to I guess almost be like intrusive in my head or that would come about almost like not I wouldn't say like I would say I guess against my will because it's like it comes up like it's
Hmm.
already in my mind so it's already formulated and but now certain things like when um deal with certain issues or see people, like there's nothing that comes up. But that's organically. It's not because I'm
Yeah.
manipulating, oh, that thought comes up and I'm trying to push it away. It just
No.
it doesn't surface or it doesn't like manifest anymore. Especially like the
Yeah.
surface level thoughts or the things that I used to deal with for either many years or maybe even since childhood. It doesn't even it doesn't even come up anymore. There's like nothing that comes that's
Yeah.
nothing that is pops up in my mind when, especially if there's an outside thing that's supposed to trigger it before, but it
Hmm.
doesn't do that anymore.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
Really
yeah.
amazing.
Thank you. No, thank you
Thank
for
you
showing.
for you're the one that is doing the work. So of course,
Mhm.
whenever we do the work is when we see the results.
Mhm.
So, yeah, let me share my screen because I'm going to do my signature drawing here.
Oh,
Let me
yes.
make sure that our viewers can still see our faces. Wonderful. So, I did tweet about this the other day, and I was saying that where thoughts come from, they come from three different places. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, where thoughts come from, the first place is we could say they're unresolved. Um, well, this brush is making my handwriting different. Unresolved energy distortions, which
I
is
like that brush
another.
though.
I
Sorry.
know, right? It
Yeah, it makes
has
it like a like paints or something. Yeah.
yeah, it's got this thick and thin variation. Okay, anyway.
Mhm.
If
Yeah,
if
you're
I
like,
press harder, it makes a bigger line, but if I
ah,
just
I see.
yeah, okay.
Makes it nice.
Yeah. Unresolved energy distortions would be basically everything we didn't heal, unhealed we could say memories, trauma, um past life in particular. This is a major past life is the major cause of most of our issues. Um Anything that's unhealed and unresolved is where the thoughts come from. It's almost like, let me see if I can draw this. And I don't even know if this exists anymore, but let's say we had a
Mhm.
radio,
Mhm.
which does it shows you what era I'm from. We
Yeah.
had
I
an
was like, I
radio.
see it. Like I was in the radio area too. Or CDs.
CD, right?
Yeah.
Cassette
Yes.
era.
They're gonna be like, what's that example?
And
No, no.
right.
You have to look it
So
up.
right. And the uh radio or the music player is making music, and these are the thoughts. And then this is the producer. So before I go too far into this, let me just outline the second uh, source of thoughts, well, which is
Mhm.
sources. The second source would be entity attachments, which are there's I would say let's call it one is demonic. These are
Mhm.
the fragments of the deceased. Well, scare people if I do this.
Uh,
Let's just say fragments of psychology, other
of this.
psychology. Yeah, let's
Mhm.
just keep it PG. Fragments of other
Gotcha.
psychology. I don't want to scare anybody.
Yeah.
Fragments of other psychology. And
Mhm.
then the other kind is implants, which are, I define it as programmed thought forms. And that's put there by other people, programmed thought forms. And this is most commonly produced by narcissists. I think that's how you spell narcissist. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's this the I would break it down by these two types here. And then I'll go into more detail with each of this. And then the third source is response to a need, meaning You look at the clock and it's 12, and then you think, oh, it's time for lunch.
Mhm.
You look at the clock again, or you hear a doorbell. Oh, I better answer the door. It's a actual response to an actual need. And we
Mm.
don't really need to deal with this part. There's no problem with this.
Mhm.
So we're just going to mark it off here. We're only going to deal with these two, which are very, um, I would say, perpetual and that people struggle with. And
Mhm.
they would characterize their inability to be peaceful is due to the constant manufacturing of thoughts that they don't know what to do with. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so going back to the first source is unresolved energy distortions. It's almost like, let's say we have a garden hose, we were watering the garden. Let me make this a little bit more prominent. You know how, like, when you have a garden hose and there's a crimp here?
Yeah, like a kink. Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Mhm.
king. And then it's the water is not able to flow. So we're not able to flow. This is how I would characterize an energy distortion, because the energy was supposed to be moving, 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 but suddenly there is a hard stop,
Mhm.
so that flow is disrupted. And when flow is disrupted this way, what does it do? It produces thoughts. I'm just going with the music analogy here. It produces thoughts.
Okay.
So, in this model, we would say, okay, this is the music player and it's playing the music. What people are doing with all their meditation and stopping the flow or observing their thoughts and trying not to think, they're trying to manipulate their ability to hear music. Meditation means ignore. That's all they're doing.
Mhm.
They might observe, but what is the agenda behind observing? They think observe will make it stop. It's like if you look at it really hard, it'll stop. That would be like saying
Yeah.
if you stare at your garden hose really hard, it's going to start moving again. That's not
Yeah.
logical. It doesn't work like that. So
I think
that's
also
why,
when
uh-huh.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead,
I
go
was
ahead,
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say, and also I think with observing, like from my own passive trying to meditate, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's also the goal for them is if they're aware of certain thoughts, then they can, I guess like you said, like manipulate or deal with it because they see it. But just because you see it doesn't mean it does anything. Just because you're looking at it and you're knowing what it says, it doesn't deal with how to like, I guess, resolve what you're seeing, basically. That's what I'm
Exactly.
also
Yeah,
getting.
exactly. It doesn't do anything.
Hmm.
It's like it's raining outside and you're going to stare at the rain until it stops. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not a
And
good example, but
then it
but
rains again. Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, yeah. Yes, because if they ignore it, they're able to ignore it while they're meditating, but
Hmm.
then they'll get up and then what happens? They'll hear the music again. It's not
Eventually,
going to
yeah.
stop because the music player is on. It's constantly
Mhm.
playing music. You're not going to be able to stop hearing it. So what that means is true. So ineffective healing is people treating the music. They might even say, I don't like that I think negatively or ungratefully. So I'm going to change to think positively and I'm going to affirm that I'm grateful. I'm going to affirm I'm joyful, positive, abundant, and whatever. That's
Mhm.
like saying, oh, I don't like the lyrics to this song, so I'm going to heal the lyrics until the
Or
lyrics
try
are
to
different.
change it.
Right. Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. So that I would say these are the wrong actions to take. because this is symptom. This is only working on the level of symptom.
Mm,
Whereas with if you were to deal with the um, producer, now you can at least turn it off. Okay, that's one level of
mm,
healing. Is to turn off the music. When you turn it off, it's silent. And then the other is to throw it away.
mm.
So here's this reminds me of another thing that people who meditate they'll do. And this is what some of the gurus try to do. They think, well, I ran out of space already. They think that okay, so you're let's say you're meditating. Let me see if I can draw this. You're meditating. No, it's
Oh,
like
nice. With crisscross.
okay, you're meditating
Mhm,
and the music is all around you and bothering you. All your thoughts are bothering you. What they do is they try to do this. They'll keep sitting here, but
mm,
they'll try to push the thoughts out here so that it doesn't bother them. But what does it do? As soon as they stop pushing, the thoughts come back.
it comes back. Yeah.
It comes back always. And that's why you have to meditate every day,
Mm,
every freaking day. If not every day, or maybe more than once a day. Maybe they have to do morning and night after they wake up and before bed, just to make sure they could push the thoughts out here. And then
hmm.
some gurus will will go even further. I've heard um, one specific guru teaches this is where you basically you put it somewhere off to the side permanently. So they're pushing it out here permanently and they're storing all their unhealed stuff to the side so that when you look at them they appear, oh, they're enlightened, they're so bright. But if you look to the
Hmm.
side of them, this is where it goes. You can feel the degradation on the side. And it's difficult to perceive because they do a really good job of concealing everything they pushed off to the side.
Hmm.
And this is one of the things that happens with true healing is that the more healing you do, the more perceptive you will become. And a person may not see all this, let's say in beginning or intermediate, but as you heal yourself, and you're gonna notice this a lot, as you heal yourself, you're gonna um, take in not higher is not the right word, different and more perceptions
Hmm.
uh, continuously because it's almost like you're swapping out internal noise with perception. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like the more this music is gone, the better you'll be able to hear, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I also think of it as like how you said like the more you heal, like the less noise and less distortions you have within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the more quiet your energy system is, then if you meet someone or you see someone like that guru,
Mm-hmm.
then you're taking like I think I believe you said it before like like data, like basically it's like
Mm-hmm.
just data because
Yes.
you're basing it off your own self
Yes.
and I guess what I wouldn't even say like feeling or sensation. It's just more like information that's registering inside you because of you don't have noise or you don't
Yep.
have like distortions. And that's
Yes.
how you're able to perceive someone else's, even though they're basically like faking it,
Mm-hmm.
like that guru, but you're still can sense because you have like your a baseline for you. So you can kind of compare your baseline to other people's, I
Yes.
guess. abnormal like alarms or whatnot, if that makes
Yes.
sense.
Let me do a side thing here. And that's a very good point that you bring up. So, if you were to receive, or any of us were to receive a piece of information, let's say this piece of data comes in. Oh, let me make sure oh, it is. Okay. So, this piece of data comes in, and then we filter it through our filter. And then let's say this piece of data was a triangle.
Hmm.
But by the time it goes through our perception, we're going to say it's a square.
Hmm.
This is why nobody can agree on what God is, because every piece of information, I'm going to say God is A, and it filters through a certain person, especially, and if they're not healed, like let's say they've got like massive distortions here,
Hmm.
they're going to say no, God is XYZ, and it's not a triangle, it's a square. So that's why nobody can agree what the universe is, what God is,
Hmm.
what healing is, what love is, what consciousness is. These are the most distorted topics because everybody sees it differently.
Yeah.
But if we were healing, this is how it goes. We receive a piece of information, let's say is the same piece of information. It is the triangle, and then it goes to our filter, and there's no distortion here.
Used to be
It'd be a
triangle.
triangle. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think also with the filter, with the like with the triangle and square,
Mm-hmm.
from my experience and what I've, even myself and also like dealing with friends or other people, it's very triggering. Like when you try to tell them like this like certain data and it goes through their filter, and then when they respond, in my experience, has been very triggering where they get mad or they get triggered.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that just goes to show you how distorted,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, in a sense, with spirituality and topics of God, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it just, I mean, I would just say something simple and then they would just get triggered right away. So I would just,
Yeah.
just either stay quiet or not continue the conversation of that because it would just, I know it would really go nowhere because of
Yeah.
that filter or
And it's
that barrier.
right. No, it's exactly right. And let's just say let's be a little bit more specific here. Let's say there was a past life perception. There's a, let's say it's trauma perception. Let's just say they had a heartbreak.
Hmm.
Let me lock this so it doesn't keep highlighting. Ugh. Okay. And then let's just say they have beliefs. And when the data comes in and they're full of distortions, they're including their beliefs, past lives, trauma, heartbreak. They're including all of this before they output their personal interpretation. So it's
Hmm.
including everything: trauma, belief, heartbreak, past life. Like if this is all wrapped up. So we can say that everyone's definition of God, consciousness, love, and healing this is all wrapped up into it.
Hmm.
In fact, if you were to ask this person about, let's say, money, what are your thoughts about money? What do we get? Trauma,
Yeah.
beliefs, heartbreak, past life. Every opinion they have includes the same ingredients.
Yeah.
Whereas a person who doesn't have any of this, there's no, you're not adding your own flavor to what you're seeing. no
Mm-hmm.
personal filter. So this is a really great question because these trauma, heartbreak, past life beliefs, and things like that are feeding or creating the music that they're hearing. And this is well, in one way we can say this is the radio,
Mm-hmm.
but what created the radio is another question. If we go back to this model, this is the music. What am I doing? The music is the symptom, and then this is the root cause,
Mm-hmm.
and then I feel like I'm not on the right brush. Okay, here we go. And then here's the root cause, meaning what's causing the music, but what caused the radio?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you know the answer to this, but we're not going to talk about it.
Oh, yes.
You will, for everyone who's watching, you will if you're taking my course. So the root cause of what is causing what makes the radio exist. That is the part that I call root cause of the root cause. So
Mm-hmm.
and then there's other things that cause the root cause of the root cause. So root cause times what is it, 3?
Mm-hmm.
There it goes back so many steps, but meditation and all those healing methods are only addressing the symptoms. And that's why healing never ends. I have to meditate. I meditated today. I have to do it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I healed something. I thought it was gone and then came back. Constantly. That's all we hear.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard it too.
Yeah.
Does
And
that
I've
make sense?
experienced it too.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. And I've when I before I found your content and took your class,
Mm-hmm.
like I would meditate and whatnot, and I would still have like those a lot of um just intrusive thoughts or anxieties more so because even with meditation, yeah, I feel it's like in the moment you feel kind of relaxed and nice, but then when I go back out or I'm dealing with stresses in the world, um
Mm-hmm.
it's like there again. So that's why I have to like meditate the next morning or have like a schedule for it because I want to go back to that calm, nice, warm sensation, but then it disappears right when I deal with real life or outside with people, my job or situations and whatnot. So
Yep.
that's when I knew it was kind of like it when you, especially like looking at your content, it's like, yeah, I really had to think about it and see, is it really working for me or is it even doing anything for me? But it's
Mm-hmm.
just like, it's like a calming bomb, but the bomb always like it washes off. So
Yes.
that's
Yes.
how I started to like see it over
Yes.
time.
Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, as soon as how I was gonna ask you how long did it take for it to wash off?
For me, so I meditated a lot back when I was in school when I was in nursing school and because I was going through a lot of stresses and whatnot. And I would meditate in the morning and I would be fine for that day, but then I saw myself had to meditate the next day and the
Mm.
next day.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I would skip a day or so, but it was immediately the next day. I mean, for that same day I was okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then I would have to do it again the next morning before going to
Mm.
school. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's how usually when people face this kind of stuff, they think the solution is to meditate harder, which is,
Hmm. Hmm.
I must not be meditating enough. So they double down on the meditation, but they're still just working on the symptom.
Yeah.
And the protocol is just to ignore or observe until they feel like they can make it stop or have it not bother them to the extent that it was before.
Yeah.
So let me remove this because, well, or move it down actually, because I need space. And we're going to talk about entities.
Hmm.
So if we were to keep our model of the radio, we have our radio that we're responsible for generating the music. That's source. This is us. And then it's like we have a second radio that doesn't belong to us playing different kinds of music. So they're contributing to the noise. It's really not
Mm.
apropos to say music because it's worse than music.
Yeah.
It should be
Because I mean yeah, for a term's sake, but yeah, it's not really music. It's more
just
like
call it this.
mm, yeah. Yeah, it's like yeah. Like the what is it called? The orc and not orc. What is that piano? The organ. And
The
it's like
organ. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, how do I draw a I don't know. I'm trying to
A
draw, well, okay, let's just say
face or something, yeah. Or-
something,
yeah.
yeah, something like this. What else is there? I'm looking at my keyboard. You know how like
Uh
those cartoons where people are cussing when you do this?
yes,
It's
yes.
just
Like
okay.
star, like you put like the asterisk or
Asterisk, right.
hmm. Yeah,
Um,
it's like I mean it's like I know what you mean
yeah,
where it's like cussing, but it's not really cussing, it's more just like it's like almost it's like intrusive. It's
intrusive.
very
Yes.
it, it's like
Yes.
a bam.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
the
that's just I'm basing off of my own experience and also what I've experienced with other people. It's like
yep.
um
So it's all sorts of noise
yeah.
that isn't yours.
Hmm.
And where is that coming from? We could say that it's like this. We could say that radio is on you.
Yeah.
It's attached to you. I don't want to scare people again,
Yeah.
but that's how it
You.
is, right?
Hmm.
It's in your energy field and it's producing all this noise. If it was this would be the demonic kind, the residue. It's either residue,
Hmm.
um, where it's just fragments, or it could
Hmm.
be an actual possession. And I'll just leave it there at that.
Yeah.
But
You're like, yeah.
yeah. And then implants
Hmm.
would be, let's say you have um so in this model, implants would be, how I like to describe them as carrots.
Hmm. Hmm.
It also look like a carrot. But
Yeah, it looks like I think it looks like carrot.
okay.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah. So uh they're deposits, deposits that come from people who are able to make such deposits. Sure, the narcissists, they have those abilities. So when you have thought forms like this, it's actually in your energy system.
Hmm.
Then it's like, okay, if you understand the source of where the thoughts are coming from, what what good is the meditation?
Yeah.
Like the person would actually have to. purge anything that doesn't belong to them that's creating a thought form. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Because
So,
I think
uh-huh.
it's, oh, sorry,
Go
I
ahead,
was
go ahead.
just gonna say, like, I
Mhm.
think when it comes to attachments, like the entity attachments, how you said with the residue of possession, um, the residue, like I definitely relate to on the from what I could think back, and the possession too. It's like there are two different types of ways those manifest,
Mm,
and I think with meditation, I feel like it would I feel like it wouldn't really like take care of that at all because the
mhm,
fact that it's already inside of you, it's kind of like almost like a virus, but it's
mhm,
already like doing its thing in your body or in your psyche, and it wouldn't really help much at that point anyway.
mhm. Yeah.
And I definitely with the possession one, like that one is more like they're intrusive thoughts, but they actually almost kind of control that person for like a second. Or for me, like
Mhm,
what I've experienced, like almost for a moment or so. But then
mm,
I guess me, I'm just very like observant and
mhm,
and I like to think about things and like it's like it almost wasn't them, but and then
mhm,
they would kind of go back to themselves, if that makes sense. But
mm.
in a split second or in a moment of them talking, it's almost they're like a whole different person in a way,
Yes.
from my
Yes.
experience. But I don't know if how you've experienced it, but that's just how.
Definitely. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. It's like they temporarily um is like another presence or another force shown through the
Yeah,
and yeah, I have seen that a lot. Did
I
you did you say you were able to tell the difference between the residue and the possession?
well, the only reason why I said I didn't know what terms to put it back then,
Mm-hmm.
but so for mine is like back when I before I took your class and whatnot, I would just be I would just like either have conversations with a person or I guess back then I was meditating and then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden like I would get just a random thought of like I don't tr like it's like, I don't trust that person or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't,
Oh, okay.
and people are like, oh, like if I say it that way, it's not really a person having schizophrenia. It's just more like I would just have like these weird like negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I would just be like, oh, why do I even feel like that? Or why am I even thinking that?
Mm.
Uh, and I think with the possession, that's why, but back then I didn't know what it was. I didn't
Uh-huh.
know like what those negative thoughts were.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I'm trying to think of something peaceful, there's like this like negative thought that comes in and bombards those peaceful thoughts.
Yeah.
And then with the possession, and I've experienced like or I've seen it with like three people
Mm-hmm.
and at different times and I didn't know what to make of it. I
Mm-hmm.
was just kind of, I didn't even know how to register it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know of the two people have taken substances like
Mm-hmm.
and I remember you saying back in one of your posts that one of the ways, demonic possessions or can happen is and they've taken like those substances where it's I forgot if it was like LSD or whatnot, but it was one of those like hardcore substances.
Yeah.
And when I was hanging out with like both of them, they would they were normal and then all of a sudden like almost like a topic switch, like change personality and then say very like it was very I mean back then it was very weird or inappropriate things and then the next day or so they would switch back to like as if nothing happened. Like, no one really talked about it or whatnot. So that's why
Wow.
back then I didn't know what to make of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes sense more of like demonic possession because in my head back then I was like, it's almost like it wasn't them.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
was what that person in particular, I remember he did in the past do substances, like psychedelic and all that stuff. So it
Mm.
would make sense. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is so common these days, and I'll just do a
Hmm.
simple analogy here. So, let's say that a person's energy system is a hotel. You may have heard me say this before.
Hmm. I believe so, yes. Like you're at a house or whatnot, and
Yeah, let me my
oh,
it's not
the-
cooperating with me. Hotel.
mhm.
So, normally the person lives inside their hotel. But if they vacate because they're taking substances, then
Oh, like a ghost, yeah.
they move in.
Hmm.
Exactly. That's the simplest way. And
Hmm.
people vacate because maybe they, like you said, they took something to manipulate their energy or they created a huge distance. I think spirituality is always asking people to vacate their hotels because they want to chase some kind of bliss or enlightenment. Um, and also, when you distance yourself, like here, when you distance yourself from your own energy system and you push all this off to the side, in a way, you're also vacating. Um,
Yeah, so.
yeah. And that's why we see so much demonic possession, unfortunately.
And I think also on a combination with the substances, I mean, in those, I'm just speaking of like those individuals. They also have like really traumatic, like no, I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, I would say like traumatic or hard upbringing and whatnot on top of that. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a
Yes.
combination of trauma, past life, and then also them taking substances. So
Yes.
it's I wasn't like that's why I wasn't surprised, and then more when I am like understanding your content and taking your class,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense, and I'm able to at least know one like what happened, and then
Mm-hmm.
two no, it's not. I guess just understand that it's not really the person or whatnot. It's just because of like all this that's happening.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes sometimes it could be because, well, aside from the substances, the other reason would be life pain or existential pain or overwhelming trauma
Hmm.
where they cannot cope with life, so they want to just I don't want to engage with life. I'm just gonna check out, mentally check out. So
Yeah.
that creates
Hmm.
space. Yeah, yeah. But this is unfortunate. It's so common, and this is where um,
Hmm.
these entities try to take advantage. They're
Yeah.
looking for space everywhere because this is the only way they can live. Because once they move in, they have something called battery.
Like a parasite, like almost in a way, or
Yeah, they can charge almost like
hmm.
your cell phone battery. They're charging themselves. Um, then that's how they get to stay in this realm is because they're charging
Hmm.
to the person. I'm just gonna draw a meditation.
Yeah.
They're charging. They're charging.
You just try.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and that's how they are around and they can have presence on this planet even when they have no business being here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And sorry about bringing up I guess a dark topic or whatnot, but I guess that's just from my experience. That's the only way I can really
Mm-hmm.
um, relate. It's just what I've also been, what I've seen, and
Yeah.
then I guess say, um,
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be sorry. This is
mhm,
a topic that I know a lot of people are struggling with.
mhm,
And it's pretty much why I keep telling people to do their healing
yeah,
so they can be healthy and be in their own hotels. There's no reason why um, a person shouldn't be inside their own body, inside their own energy system, and in their mind, and not allow these sorts of not allow these sorts of things to happen.
mhm.
Yeah. Does this all make sense? Did I miss
Yeah,
anything?
no, I don't think so. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I mean, because I'm also familiar with your content and what you've been
Uh-huh.
teaching, so it does make
Yeah.
sense to me. If anything, it's also just solidifying more and having me think more
Yes.
um
Yeah.
about it. But yeah, no, it makes sense.
This is definitely what people are healing when they take the healing course.
Hmm.
This part, um, we're healing the residue. We've,
Hmm.
yeah, healing residue. We're not dealing with possession. I don't do that anymore. And implants is something that we would do later on. Um, so it's not a healing process. It's what I call energy surgery.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to continue to make a distinction between the both. I will think about it. But it's
Hmm.
like these carrots. We're, pulling the carrots out
But
of our energy system. As far as demonic, yeah, only the residue part. And the residue is usually past life residue. So, yeah.
I guess with the possession, do you think I mean, I know you don't deal with that anymore just because of the because your safety and your
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. Is there any way for that person to heal, I guess, at that point, or would it take um like I think you've mentioned in your Twitter like exorcism or something like that.
Yeah, they can
Because I think at
try.
that point,
Yeah,
mm,
they could try.
mm,
Um, although I haven't heard of, I don't know who to recommend. There's just
gotcha.
nobody. Yeah. Um, yeah, this is the part where I don't really have the answers
Hmm.
as for what people should do.
Gotcha. I was just wondering, like,
Some people I know, they just try to stay above water with
hmm,
doing meditation, or they'll do some thought based well, I guess it's meditation if it's thought based, some kind of thought based process or meditation, and maybe some light physical energy process.
hmm,
I'm not sure if they do Reiki, but
hmm,
they're just trying to stay above water. Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. So maybe there's not, well, in my school, I wouldn't I don't choose to have a
Yeah.
process for dealing with this. Yeah.
And it's understandable. Like it's I mean, from just like the few interactions I've had in it was intense. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
yeah, so I understand. And those are just like seconds. So I just can't imagine.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Typically it's very difficult environment wise because they might block healing or get in the way.
Hmm.
Um and for the healing technique that we're doing,
Hmm.
it the healing could probably walk itself back. So it's yeah, something that
Mm.
I just choose not to deal with anymore and focus
Yeah.
on those that don't have the possessions, unfortunately. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I've been telling people to maybe find an exorcist that maybe I don't know about. A lot of people are not online.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're local that would be able to help. And it's really up to the individual to find a solution. And then they can start on the healing the part that we can heal,
Yeah.
which are the distortions that come from past lives and things like that.
And I think you also said that the more you heal like those distortions, like I guess eventually and naturally they will leave on their own. The more you've like I guess you heal those um rooms in those hotels for them not to I guess for them not to stay, so they will
Mm-hmm.
naturally leave that person alone.
Yeah, because the more we heal, the less sticky we are. So let's say we have our energy system here, and before we're healed, what is the best way to draw this? It's almost like we're very sticky. I don't know.
Hmm.
Um, how do I draw sticky? Post-it notes.
About it. I think I think either or would have yeah. Yeah.
Post-it notes and
Hmm.
whatever someone throws at you, like let's say they throw you they throw you a paper airplane.
Hmm.
What do you draw a paper airplane? Oh,
Oh, like or like a
this way,
crumpled
this
ball of
way.
paper. Oh, okay. Airplane.
Okay,
Okay. With
it's
yes.
gonna stick. It's gonna stick.
Yeah.
Whatever throws at you. So you're gonna be like full of stickiness,
Sticky notes. Yeah.
sticky notes, and then when you start healing, you nothing sticks. So if someone were to send you a paper airplane, what happens? It
It
flies
goes
right
right through.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't, because you don't have a wall here that's receiving. It doesn't look like a
Hmm.
giant container.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the end, the answer is to heal.
Yeah.
That's all there is to do. Heal meaning to resolve this radio, to get
Hmm.
rid of the radio, get rid of the reason for the radio, and get rid of the reason for the reason for the radio. We keep walking it back to the root. Then we start developing this inability for anything to stick. So when you see something like this, usually people are like, I'm going to set up boundaries so you can't send me anything. But when your energy system is not sticky, there's no need for boundary if everything is flowing through. If you put a boundary, you might actually catch stuff.
Yeah.
Theoretically. Yeah. So it's like you,
Because it's still in you. It's still
mm-hmm,
like you said before in one of your posts, it's still in you. Like the fact that
mm-hmm,
you need to put a boundary means that you haven't really resolved,
yeah.
I guess whatever is could trigger it.
Yeah. And it's really because let's say why it triggers is because let's say this paper airplane has this trigger in it. We call it A. And then
Hmm.
within you, there's a trigger called A. So when this trigger is coming, oh, there's a match. That phrase you said, that look you gave me, that triggered me all the way back to when my middle school teacher said I was stupid or something.
Yeah.
Because there's a match, every
Yeah.
time trigger
Mhm.
means there's a match. if if it was like a crazy person who started insulting you and they were like insulting you in a foreign language, you had no idea what they were saying.
Hmm.
There's no match here. So I was like, oh, they're just crazy. There's nothing
Hmm.
triggering me. And this trigger has no result or has no effect. Only when there is a match. Because the
It's like,
trigger is always a
yeah.
reminder of what's there.
Mm.
If you never had your middle school teacher insulting you, then people who insult you now is like it doesn't remind you of anything. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah. It doesn't like register
Mm-hmm.
or nothing
Exactly.
comes about, nothing like manifests inside you.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
and that's what I've experienced since with the healing that I've been doing with you and on my
Mm-hmm.
own.
Mm-hmm.
I'm experiencing that more and more that um where it doesn't register like at least the
Mm-hmm.
surface level stuff, at least the stuff that I would just have years of issues with or just constant different like triggers here and there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it makes a
Because
difference for
you're,
sure.
yeah, because the A is gone.
Yeah.
So when the same person comes by and insults you with the same exact insult, if the A is gone, then their A is like, oh, it didn't hit me at all because
Yeah.
there's no match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you don't have those triggers anymore. That's
Oh,
amazing.
thank you.
Does this
I was
all
gonna
make
say,
sense? Is this
yeah, it
helpful?
does. Yeah, no, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, it does.
Um, okay. Then
Mhm.
all this is to say that if you want to heal where your thoughts
Mhm.
come from, you first have to understand where they come from. It's sort of like if you had ants in the kitchen, and I use this example a lot on Twitter. If you had ants in the kitchen, you probably want to figure out where they come from so that they stop trailing in constantly.
Mhm.
It is the same thing here. If you had ants coming into your kitchen, if you just meditate, they're still going to come.
Yeah.
The root cause was not uh, addressed. So yeah, I hope that this helps people. Let me stop sharing my screen now.
Mm.
Um, okay, that was that was cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I mean, we did say that we were gonna go on topic, and then we go connecting to that topic because there's a lot of it connects to that and whatnot.
Oh, oh, you want to go to another topic?
Oh, I mean, if you want, no, I was just laughing at
Oh,
the fact that we were saying where thoughts come from, and then we went off of. I mean, we were on
both
topic, but we
connected.
were just it's
Yeah,
all connect. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like it's all
that's all connected.
connected.
Yeah, yeah.
But if
Any
you want to do that topic, we could do that too. Oh, what were you gonna
if
ask?
it depends
Mhm.
how broad it is. What's your
Yeah.
question?
Um, but yeah, like oh no, but I sorry, were you gonna say something? I didn't mean
I was
to
gonna
cut you.
ask if you had a different topic that you wanted to bring up,
Oh, I don't
or we
know
could save
that.
it for another video.
I mean, yeah, we could definitely save it for another video for sure. I think, you explain all that. Your brain's probably like, not, I'm not gonna say like tired, but um,
Well,
just through
I
teaching.
yeah, I'd love to do this again if you'd
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I hope I was okay. I didn't like, I was trying not to
Well,
I was trying to
no,
just let
no, you're
you do your
good.
thing and then just
Yeah.
say things in between. But
No, this is
yeah.
perfect. Um, so yes, if you for those of you watching,
Mhm.
don't forget to do your thing with the hit subscribe,
I'll hit
hit
subscribe
like,
and check out her
share, notification.
yes, yeah. Hit subscribe and check out her website and her
Yay.
Twitter.
And apply for healing if you
Yes.
would like to learn healing. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you can play with people like me and Lilfeliz.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And I guess I could just say is that because for me I've always tried to like look for different like, ideas and stuff like that where when it came to like psychology, like the MBTI or
Mm.
meditation and whatnot and spirituality.
Hmm.
And with your stuff, it's actually had like real results with me.
Good.
Stuff to the point where I was actually kind of surprised when I first was healing the surface level stuff.
Uh-huh.
I was like, oh, that's different. Um, and so that's why and a lot of the stuff that you've been saying and teaching, I haven't really seen anywhere else too.
Mm.
So, and I always remember what you posted a while back was that results are king.
Yes.
And yeah, like I definitely like experience and see the results for sure. So yeah.
Excellent. And I know you work
Mhm.
hard with healing, and I really
Yeah,
appreciate that.
thanks. I was like a little too hard. No, it's good. No, I'm just
No,
I'm
you're
still
good.
I'm
You're good.
thank
But yes, definitely results are king because
hmm
that's healing has to be about results because otherwise it can't be called healing. I was just talking to someone today that the medical community is not confused on what healing is because if something isn't healed, they don't call it healed. They would
Yeah.
they would give you another prescription
Yeah.
or they would
Do another
recommend a different.
intervention.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
don't say, "Oh, you're healed," but and then next week it comes back.
Yeah.
But in the healing community, there is a real intended confusion of what healing is because everybody wants to have their own definition. For some people, for people like me, healing means cure,
Yeah.
or at least in progress. In progress to being cured is very important. We can be in progress for, I don't know, years, uh,
Mm.
but at least we're moving forward. But then some people define healing as being still in pain and not moving forward. They just did a lot of stuff. They did a lot
Yeah.
of shadow work or crying, journaling, and whatever they do. And it hasn't progressed, but they'll still call it healing. So that confusion, everybody having a different definition, is why we have lost the standard for what it means to be healed. And when we don't
Mm.
have a standard, then we'll go with all these healing methods that don't really do anything. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we just did a bunch of effort. Results are optional.
Hmm.
That's what it is right now. And then
Mm.
I always say, well, if healing doesn't work, we may as well go watch Netflix.
Yeah.
Because what would be like we would just be spinning our wheels.
I do like I guess just cycling through again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think before of course like working with you and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
um because I guess it's just because it's the norm in our world that with pain and suffering that oh it's supposed to ease or disappear slowly or through steps or over time or years
Mm-hmm.
or it comes back, it comes up and then their sadness comes up and then goes down, goes up and goes down. And I
Spirals.
thought that was the norm because
Mm-hmm.
that's around me. Like that's what my friends go through, my family, like that's what they
Mm-hmm.
experience. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I thought that's the norm because there's nothing else. I mean, I wouldn't know any different. And
Mm.
I
Good point.
when I started, seeing your posts and then also applying for your class or to be a student, I was, of course, open-minded to see what's different because, I mean, if, as you said, like, with healing, it's gone. It's not supposed to be like takes years or the sadness comes up and then disappears and then comes up again. And now that I'm, understanding, your teachings and then doing the healing, it makes sense of like, if you're actually healed, then the sadness of whatever, like, of the loss of someone or trauma, it should be gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you've said before that not a lot of people can grasp of something just being gone, especially if
Yes.
it's, for example, a loss of a loved one. Like,
Mm-hmm.
people, how people say like, oh, like, I'll never really get over this loss, or
Mm-hmm.
it'll always be with me forever till, till I'm, till I pass and stuff. And,
Mm-hmm.
really healing is like, no, that actually should go away and it
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't come back. And
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm understanding more now and even experiencing it myself.
Yeah.
And that's just not, it's not common because people are so used to it the other way where it's like up like a yo-yo. And I think
Yeah.
you've drawn out on Twitter or something like it was like a drawing of it too, like healing, where it's not like what it looks like of not healing and stuff. Like a little squiggly line, but then
I don't
it's
remember.
still there. Yeah, I mean you've drawn a lot of squiggly lines. It's one of them. You just gotta look through it.
But
Um,
yeah, uh the grief sometimes is resistance to healing because we've already lost that person. And then if we heal, it's like we lost them again. So they hang on to it. So at least the pain is like they're still here.
yeah,
It's a double healing. But yeah, that is the common expectation is that they'll never stop grieving. And then
yeah.
you have the other model, which is the spiritual model, where they tell people that I don't know, they'll say like all time is now, and then your loved ones are still here in spirit, and uh whatever it may be, it doesn't soothe the pain. It's just a different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
But that music is still playing because the
Yeah.
radio is still there. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. People
That makes
will
sense.
do anything to avoid healing. Healing
Mm-hmm.
is like the hardest thing for people.
Hmm.
So consider yourself a pioneer and very advanced in your approach to life because not many people are willing to heal at this level with this kind of um, I want to say wild abandon because
Hmm.
you would be shedding so much that
Hmm.
normally people want to hang on to. Because
Yeah.
our fears make us feel familiar and safe. Our
Mm-hmm.
beliefs, our memories, they all cause people to think that that's who they are, that's their identity. But if we throw all that away, people are afraid that they'll just be bots. They think without all of that, they'll just be bots. But I would say they're bots now because all they're running from is their programming. That's
I
the
think if
actual
anything,
bot.
I think they're controlled by
Mm-hmm.
their grief and their trauma.
Yeah.
And that's like you said just now, like that is almost robotic because it's
Mm-hmm.
not really you're not even able to really see or enjoy life the way you would without those distortions, and those are the ones that are controlling like your
Mm-hmm.
decisions, how you see life,
Yep.
um,
Yep.
what you do and
Yeah, I would
whatnot.
probably do one more thing
Mhm.
here is
Oh yeah,
that
sure, yeah.
if and I've said this on Twitter a couple times, which is that psychology. So we have humans here, and we're sitting in the um, reality of psychology plus the potential to be in a state of consciousness. Actually, I'm not going to put. What can I erase like this? Okay, I'm gonna say versus because I Didn't I erase that?
It just came back.
This is not healing.
I was like, that's resistance. Example.
All right. I'm gonna say this is versus because I what is up with these brushes? Um the I'm gonna say versus because I still maintain that we can't be in our psychology and in a state of consciousness at the same time. And this is just a perception within true healing that I've noticed that it's just not possible. But when we have the demonic realm, what is it that demons and humans have in common in psychology? And the demonism represents the low end of the spectrum of psychology. They max this out, in fact. They really max it out. Whereas humans, they could be here, they could be here, they could be anywhere on the spectrum. And then with, I would say, there's no perfect word for this, but I'll just say universe slash source, or perhaps consciousness itself. There's no perfect word, but this is the other end of the. Well, let me draw it this way. No, this is not a spectrum. It's more like uh it's more like what does that light switch look like? Does it look like this? So
Light switch? Oh, yeah. I mean, you just have you make a triangle and then you put like a little tiny triangle that's like vertical, I think, and then and a little
a
nub,
triangle.
a little, or I'm oh not triangle, a rectangle, right? It's like a it's square and then rectangle and then a little nub for oh
And
yeah,
love
that's
like
fine.
that.
Yeah.
It's a light. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a light
on
switch.
on off. Consciousness is an on off switch.
Hmm.
But that's the potentiality with humans, is that they have the potential to on the switch, and then they also have the option of existing only with psychology. So psychology would be the spectrum from fear to, I don't know, love or whatever it is,
Yeah.
whatever people want to call it. And then consciousness is the on off switch. Um, I forgot what we were talking about when I flipped to this, but I guess all
Uh,
this is to say humans are in the in between.
mhm.
We're in the in between level. This is where humans are. So we always have the potential, but we do share psychology with the demonic realm. That's what makes us very common. And consciousness is what makes us common with source.
And so you're saying it's not an on and off switch. It's just more, um, or is it? It's not an on off switch. Is that what you're saying, Anna?
Consciousness is an on off switch. Yeah.
Okay.
Psychology is a spectrum.
Ah, I see. I see.
Yeah. Consciousness is not like, um, well, it was is in that last newsletter that I sent, but I didn't
Hmm.
talk about the on off switch. I talked about the levels, and that's all I'll say here. The
Oh
levels
yeah.
of consciousness.
Hmm.
But um, the level of consciousness is actually still in the realm of psychology. That's what I need to put in the next newsletter.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
the level of consciousness, or the consciousness itself, is an on off switch.
It's like instant, like instant. Once you do like the healing, it would be
Mm-hmm.
like
Well,
instant,
it's
right?
it depends on how much resistance a person has to healing, and how um technically honed they are. But this is where we get into this type of healing is in these levels.
Mm.
So that the psychological part would be beginner and intermediate healing. And that's why the technique changes once we get to advanced, because we have to accommodate the switch to consciousness. We can't always heal from psychology because at some point it's going to be uh not done per se, but it gets sparse. So you will feel like, I don't feel like I have anything to heal. So I think I need the next thing. And then that's when you upgrade the healing technique to accommodate for being in a brand new territory, because we're coming out of this psychological spectrum. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
I know we went off topic.
Oh yeah, no. I love it.
Oh.
I was
Okay.
like,
Yeah, we have to do
yeah.
this again. I would
Yeah.
very much like to do it again if you're
Yeah,
willing.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely love to be on again or have us talk
Yeah.
and different about a different topic. Yeah, thanks for
Y-
having me.
Yes,
Mm.
yay.
Yay.
And yeah, for those of you watching, please drop your comments in the comment section. And if you have any questions for me or for Lilfeliz, um, yes,
Sorry.
I said
But I think my screen's small, so it doesn't matter.
no, no, we're big now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And yeah, look forward very much to our next video. And thank you very much for your time today and for your input, Lil Feliz, and
Oh yeah,
for
no,
your
thank you for having me.
energy and your
Mhm.
participation and presence. Really appreciate that.
It's my
Uh,
pleasure.
yeah. And thank you to our viewers for watching. And we're going to sign off now, and happy healing.
Yes, happy healing.
Bye.
Bye.